We'll begin with a few questions from the media. Go ahead.
Nainoa, congrats on the win, man. It's been a minute since you've been sitting up there. So how does it feel besides the nose damage?
Feels great, you know, in the back. I was talking about my last time here at this exact arena when I lost, and my opponent was here, and I walked past watching him do his interview. It's like a walk of shame. So I told myself next time I'm here, I'll be up here.
And you talked about, I saw in the pre-fight interviews, you were talking about your age and that you had to learn so much on the fly. So
still learning.
What do you think the biggest lessons you took away from the losing streak to now is?
So many there's like so many answers to that one question, but the main thing that I learned is like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. You know, I'm 22 years old. This was my sixth pro fight. You know, I'm a young veteran, but just a student of the game. It's ahead of my class.
Did you feel like your back was up against the wall in this fight?
I feel like I was in control. You know, even when I was on my back, he wasn't doing too much damage. You know, he got that elbow on me, broke my nose. But besides that, you know, he just was holding me like most guys do to try to stop me from letting go my hands and try to get me off of my feet. I'm dangerous there, so I don't blame them.
Coming into this fight, were you afraid that if you didn't win that they might cut you or release you at all?
Never. That just goes back to my age, you know. I'm 22 years old. It's just the beginning for me, you know. But I just want to thank Bellator for taking a chance in a young kid from Hawaii. And, you know, this was my last fight on my 4-fight deal, so we'll see where we go from here. I'd love to re-sign, or we'll see. Like I said, we'll see.
For sure. And are you excited? You know, if you do re-sign, I'm sure Hawaii will be one of the first places Bellator hits when they're traveling again. So excited to go back home?
I would love to fight in front of my family, my friends at home. And as much as I'd like to fight at home, I'd like to keep traveling and enjoying this journey and this process.
Congratulations on the win, mate.
Thank you.
When you're in a situation like this where you're potentially heading into your third loss in a row, what's that like psychologically? Is there anything you had to overcome tonight in order to put on that performance?
You know, like in my past fights, I feel like I was like not only fighting my opponent, but fighting myself, you know, just being young on this big stage. Like, not too many people say it, but it's scary, you know. Like, I'll admit it. And like, but once I step in that cage, everything goes away, and I'm just doing what I love, which is fighting. Just happy to be able to compete.
We're going to take a few more questions from the media joining us virtually. Go ahead, Joe.
Congratulations, man. You know, when we talked pre-fight, you said that this was going to be the best version of yourself. Did you feel you displayed that tonight?
You know, I don't think so. And like I said before, I'm 22 years old. I'm learning as I grow. And I'll probably feel like every next fight will be the best version of myself from here on out, because I'm learning so much, and every fight is a new opportunity to showcase what I learned.
And how important for you, you also talked about going back to the basics, you know, in your fight camp. How important was that for you tonight?
Very important. I just did, like, this whole camp was so simple. My dad, like, I love my dad. He was my head coach from the start. First fight was 6 years old. But our whole camp, we had no game plan besides going off of my jab. How simple is that, your jab? So everything was off my jab, you know, and it just went from there.
Donna?
Nainoa, could you talk us through how much it meant to you that Bellator stuck with you when you lose 2 fights? A lot of promotions would say, go off somewhere else, get a bit more experience, come back to us. What does it mean to you that they stuck with you and said, no, we'll give you another shot, and we're willing to put you on the card again?
It means a lot to me. And like I said, I'm thankful and grateful for Bellator for giving me, just a kid from Hawaii, you know, an opportunity like this. And I hope I didn't let them down, you know. Wins and losses, you know, I come to fight no matter what. And I feel like Bellator seen that in me, and I hope we can continue our relationship and I can grow in Bellator.
when you ended up on the ground towards the end there, John McCarthy on the broadcast said that it was a bad fight IQ. What's your reaction to that take from someone who obviously knows the sport so well?
The thing with John is he's unbiased and he speaks facts. And every time I finish one of my fights, I go back to the commentary and listen to everything he says, you know, and when I finished this fight, I told him, thank you and I love you because, like, coming from him, good or bad, you know, I take his advice and take his word for whatever he says. I respect him so much.
One or two more. Simon?
Mr. Nainoa Dung, Simon Mera from Behind the Grind. Congratulations on the win, my friend.
Thank you, man.
So I just have this one for you here. There's so many greats coming out of Hawaii. So talk to me about how you got into MMA being from Hawaii. Was that something that crossed your mind growing up, I guess?
Like I tell many people, BJ Penn was my biggest inspiration, just like many other kids in Hawaii, you know, and then you see all the other great Hawaii fighters. And the main thing they know about us is that we can strike and we're tough as they come. And, you know, I just wanted to follow in the footsteps of my inspiration, BJ Penn.
Last one. Ronald?
Ron Smith from Getting Real. I just want to throw this one quick at you, man. You just admitted that you were scared. You had a fear inside of you. So of everything you went through. So through that whole 3 rounds, how were you able to keep that fear inside and push through to get the W?
I kind of use that fear as motivation. I feed off of that. And another thing, you know, being young and in a position people don't think I belong in, I have many critics, doubters, and haters, and I have a message for them. And it's probably not a message you think. Just want to say I love you and thank you. Keep hating, keep downing because you guys motivate me more than you think.
All right, Nainoa. Thanks for the time. Congrats on the win.